We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from wherever you are connecting to our studios in Trinidad. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. What is tantric way to freedom from desire? Freedom from desire. There is inner life and outer life, two different dimensions. In outer life, in order to communicate worldwide to different people, you need internet facility, and to connect to inner world you need internet. For outer world you need science, knowledge, scientific methodology, and for inner world you need spirituality, whichever way you are, but in a scientific manner. Krishna is the first man being who created a balance between inner and outer. He did not leave any dimension of life. Up to the age of 6 years, he was known as, he stole butter from the milkmaids in the village where he lived, he grew up. After that, but from the very beginning, he was performing his different roles. Then the dance on the banks of the Blue River under the full moonlight, known as Ras. Ras comes from the word ras, the juice, the nectar. We also have midnight moonlight parties, but in that the juice that is used comes out from the hormonal juice. We involve in many kind of activities, but that is hormonal juice. We do the parties midnight. Krishna did the midnight party also, dancing. One man and the rest of them are the women. What is the difference between the dance party that Krishna has and what you organize? In your dance party, the first thing is, it is based on the hormonal secretion. Alcohol is one of the most important ingredient. And Krishna's the juice of life. What is the juice of life? The bliss, the anand. And what is happiness? It is the company of the other. It is the dialogue, silent or verbal, with the one who knows. There is full moonlight on the bank of Blue River. The nectar of life, which is bliss, exhilaration, is overflowing in the dance. He danced up to the age of 16. He played flute. Then when he realized that one phase of his life is finished, he entered into another dimension, and he never returned to meet his family members, friends, and anyone. He handed over his flute to Radha and he said that I was playing the flute for you. And as I depart, I give this gift to you. Thereafter, Radha played the flute, the feminine aspect. Krishna's dance is amidst the feminine energies. Feminine energies are receptive energies. Shiva's dance is the dance of the creation and destruction. It is alone by himself. When he is dancing, there is no one around him in the dance. When Krishna is dancing, there are milkmaids dancing with him, taking part in this joyous explosion, the nectar of life. That is what is happening. He established more than 1,000 centers where the balance between inner and outer can be established, or you can say communes. He was a diplomat. A diplomat is one who does things more than what he is asked to do. Hanuman is a diplomat. He was asked to go in another country and discover Sita. But there he does, this was his job which he was assigned and given to. But there are certain things which he did on his own. He created a fear amidst the Rakshas, the undivine characters. He set the fire to the city of Lanka. He created much havoc. He made his presence felt. He made the level of the energy of Ram felt. He got the complete information of Ravan. So this is the quality of a diplomat. Krishna, diplomat is not talking the language of the fight, war, or aggression. Aggression is the last resort. But he is talking about how to establish peace. Sometimes peace can only be established if all the ways and means are closed. Then war or aggression is the only way. So Krishna is dancing amidst the feminine energy, which is receptive energy. So when you understand the difference between the two, then you have to understand one thing more. What is religion? Religion is not the way to do worship or rituals in temples, churches, mosques, but a way of life and living. How you conduct your day-to-day activities, how you interact with other people, how you interact, create a balance between inner and outer, all this comes within the periphery, the scope of religion. And now, before I go into what is the tantric way of freedom from desire, it is very important to understand the word desire. And one thing is certain, religions have created much confusion as far as this word desire is concerned. If you desire something in the outer world, whatever be, a spouse, a car, a house, any other thing, it is called desire. If you desire something of the other world, maybe God, maybe meditation, maybe samadhi, maybe satori, they call it by different name. By calling it by different name does not change the quality. You can call water by different names. You can call it, in different languages we use different words for water. The chemical name is H2O, water, gel, pani, aap. These are all different words. If you call water as H2O, will its quality change? It will remain the same. In the same way, desire for this world or the other world, inner world, you can call it by different names, but the nature of desire does not change. So they call it by different names. Just as calling water by different names does not change its quality. It is absurd, but it is for your understanding. Desire is basically desire whether for this or that or anything. It makes no difference whether the desire is for the other world or this world. What the object is not important. The object may be anything of this world or that world. The quality that you want to acquire this or attain to this state is desire. And all desires are bondages. All desire are bondages. Whether you are desiring a motor vehicle, a house, you may give many explanations for it, but you have to acquire the resources. If you have to get a loan, so you have to do that. All that creates bondage. Even if you desire meditation, if you desire God, it is bondage as well. Even if you desire liberation, moksha, it is a bondage. So in the last sutra it was explained, you have to abandon both the liberation and bondage. Both are two sides of the same coin. And liberation, moksha, cannot happen unless this desiring goes away totally. You are desiring liberation. The very desiring will not allow it to happen. So remember, you cannot desire liberation because, as I said, liberation is defined in terms of its opposite. You cannot define head or tail. You can say head is one side of the coin. Head is that side which is not tail. Can you give a description of head and tail? You know, you recognize this is head, this is tail. Remember, you cannot desire liberation. That is impossible, and even if you want to define it, you have to define it in relation to bondage. It is contradictory. You can become desireless, and then liberation happens. You are sitting down, you are not desiring anything, all of a sudden something happens. The more you desire, you can give a beautiful name that you are aspiring for it, but aspiration is also another refined form of desire. But that is not a result, and when you become desireless, liberation happens. It is not the outcome of your desiring, rather it is a consequence of the state of no desire. Same way, no desire means when desire is no more. Mind means conflict, thoughts. No mind means when there is no thought, there is no conflict, there is just a presence. So try to understand what desire is. Desire means that right now there is something lacking in you, and you require this particular commodity, this particular state, because you are not at ease. Every day you are traveling to work, or you are getting a right from someone, there is an obligation, so you desire something. You are not okay, so you want to have your own vehicle. But in order to get the vehicle, you have to have the resources and capabilities to qualify for the loan from the bank or wherever it is, and then to maintain it. This very moment, when you are not at ease, you are not at, and when it comes to the inner world, you are not happy the way things are. Nanak says in one of the Pauri is the stanza. Each stanza is of a different number of lines, and each composition is known as, in Gurmukhi language, in which Japji was spoken, is known as Pauri. A question arises, Nanak raises a question, then he gives the answer. And all these were not written, Nanak spontaneously sang, and they became, the collection of these became the part known as Japji Sahib. So he had two disciples, one was Muslim, the other was Hindu. He will tell them, start the music, and Nanak will start singing. He starts with Adi Sach, Jugadi Sach, Habi Sach, Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. Adi Sach, Adi means that was true in the beginning of creation. Adi Sach, Jugadi Sach, it is true today. Adi Sach, Jugadi Sach, Habi Sach, it will remain true tomorrow also. Adi Sach, Jugadi Sach, Habi Sach, Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. it will always remain true. Then he asks a question, Kib satyara hoye? When will there be dawn of light, dawn of truth? When it is said according to the Hindu scriptures, Asato ma sadgamaye. Asat means falsehood. From falsehood to truth take me. Transcend from falsehood to truth. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamso ma jyotirgamaya. From darkness to light. Mrityor ma amritam gamaya. From death to immortality. These are not the three things, three phases of saying the same thing. From falsehood, ignorance, from falsehood to truth, from darkness to light, from mortality to immortality. What is falsehood? Falsehood, ignorance or darkness, and mortality are the three names given to the same phenomena. That which is false, it is the outcome of your ignorance, it is the expression of darkness, dark side of your being, and it is mortality. Because you consider your body and mind as truth. You consider false as truth. Body undergoes transformation and changes. If you have to lie, you have to remember it always. It keeps on changing. But truth never changes. You do not have to remember it. So from falsehood is an expression of ignorance and darkness. It is the out of this, when you are living a life of falsehood and ignorance, you are living a life of mortality. So from there you are moving, so you three phases, from falsehood to truth, from darkness to light. Light is transcendence. These are journey of transcendence from wherever you are to reach to the state of transcendence. You are engrossed in your falsehood that you consider going to the temple, churches, continuing your ritualistic ways and means, prayers, without understanding. You consider it as the spiritual path. The journey has not yet begun, because these are symbolics. You consider symbols more important. Yes, they are important, but you have to go beyond the symbols. So, three phases: from falsehood to truth, from darkness or ignorance to light. And when this happens, all of a sudden, you transcend and you become the light. Light beyond. So you have to be light beyond falsehood, light beyond, transcend beyond that is false, your body, your mind. False means that keeps on changing. Your body and mind keeps on undergoing change. You have not discovered that which never changes, never dies. And because you are considering it right, so ego sense comes in. So Nanak continues, Kiv sachiara hoye. When will there be dawn of truth? Kiv kule to tepal. When the veil of ignorance, when the veil of ego vanish. Ego is falsehood, ego is ignorance, ego is mortality. Three phases of ego is falsehood, ignorance or darkness, and mortality. Kiv sachiara hoye, kiv kule to tepal. Kul means ignorance. Kul means ego sense. Nanak gives an answer. Hukum rajai chalna, Nanak likhiya naal. To move within the cosmic law. There is a law. Everything is moving in a particular manner. Just as there is a gravitational force. Gravitational force is for the outer objects. You are also bound by it. There is an inner force. The hukum, the cosmic law. Everything moves according to that. Once you follow, once you understand this, the veil of ignorance, the ego sense will vanish. You will transcend from falsehood to truth, from ignorance and darkness to light, from mortality to immortality. As far as you are concerned, sex is reality for you. You have considered something, you are in a state of transition. You have to transcend beyond that. The moment you transcend beyond that, you have become the light, then everything vanishes. It is, you have eaten, so you have transcended from hunger to satiation. Satiation is transcendence from hunger. Hunger is of anything. Hunger may be of money, sex, anything. When you get satiation, you transcend beyond this, there is light. So whatever be the purpose of the spiritual life is to transcend from whatever your understanding is, from that everything should lead to light. Light is wisdom, light is intuition. For inner world, you need intuition. Outer world, you need intelligence. When intelligence and intuition are merged into one another, another quality develops. That quality of transcendence. You are in the world, but the world is not inside you. Try to understand what is desire. Desire means right now you are not satiated, satisfied as you are. You have eaten something empty. Although you have eaten, but there has not been satiation. You have gotten full, but you are not satiated. Unless you are satiated, your process of eating will continue. And the outcome is obesity. So you can be obese in anything. You are not at ease, so you want to eat something else. But once you eat a balanced meal, it applies to everything. Sex is a meal also, which is there to satiate you. Once it is balanced, and balance means science comes in it. What should be the actual composition of the food? Scientifically, how it's supposed to be cooked, what has to be infused into it, the aspect of meditativeness. When all these things are infused into it, it attains a different quality. It has the quality to satiate you. Once you understand this process, something dawns in you. You are not looking for something in future, and you are fulfilled, and this will bring peace to you. The fulfillment is always in the future. It is never now. You are aspiring to get fulfilled tomorrow. This creates a tension for the mind because desire and future are synonymous. Desire, future is desire. Desire means you are not satisfied with the present moment. You have eaten something, you had sex, but you are not satiated with it. You are looking for something else. What to eat now? I still feel for something. Why do you feel for something still? Means you are not satisfied with the present moment as things are around you. What is the progress? How you know that satiation is coming in you? You will start feeling something that you was looking for. The desire for that is vanishing slowly and slowly. And all that is there is only the present moment. You are somewhere in the future, and future is not. This creates a tension. That's why you desire to eat something else. You desire to have another relationship. You desire something else. And this process continues until a state comes in. You have eaten a balanced meal. Then that process finishes. You will not be bothering for what to eat now or anything else in life. The two things are very important: the food for the body, and sex is also food in a way. You have not entered into the act scientific process in a systematic manner, meditatively. You have not known the rigors of it. You have not entered into it meditatively. Then the satiation, the fulfillment will not be there. Satiation comes, you eat the balanced food, meals. The amount of protein, the amount of carbohydrate, the amount of trace and mineral elements, then something balanced. Then would you ask for something else? Otherwise, in most of the cases, when you finish eating, I still feel for something. I feel for this, I feel for that. Does it not happen in ordinary day-to-day meals? Does it not happen in your ordinary day-to-day sex life? But there are bondages that you live within a certain framework. If the freedom is given, would you not go outside? It does happen. The satiation happens in this very moment. All that is is always the present, this very moment, and this is the only moment to live. You cannot attain anything. Future means desire. This projection of your fulfillment somewhere in future is desire. You are not satisfied with the vehicle that you have, with the house that you have, with the spouse that you have. So you are desiring that tomorrow may be a better day. This is desire. So what that future fulfillment is irrelevant. The present situation is like this. Many times people ask, how's everything? I'm hesitant. So the person said, I found that every time I ask you how is everything, you are always hesitant. So I told him that the quandary before me is who I am speaking to, whether that person understands my language or not. You speak a different language. You have a different understanding. My understanding is different. The language that I speak is different. I'm not talking about English and Hindi, English and French, English and German. I'm talking about inner language. I am speaking the language that is the language of intuition, the language that evolves out from within. You speak the language which is of the outer, from the circumference, periphery. My language evolves out of center. I am satiated the way, the thing is this, you want to hear that. If I say everything is okay, that's nice. If I say things are not very well, oh, that's true, everywhere it is so, because the virus is in the season, everybody at home is sick. I am also not feeling well, but I have to come to work. This is what goes on. So I have to say, hesitatingly, things are as they are. The sun never worries about you. The clouds, the rain, nothing worries about you. You have to adjust according to them. The sun has risen. You find the sun is hot. Use the umbrella. Put on your air conditioner. When the rain is falling, close down the windows so that the shower does not come inside to create the mess within. When there is night, turn on the lights. Night will not change that your electric current is cut off. It does not matter to darkness. It does not matter to light. It does not matter to anyone. Neither the light is bothered about you, whether you have light on or not. It works. This is what Nanak calls it hukum, the cosmic law. Everything is moving in a particular manner, in a synergistic harmony, like they are bound to each other by a causeless force. It is you who has to adjust it yourself. Nanak, that's why he says, the Adi Sach, Jugadi Sach, Habi Sach, Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach, Chupa Chup na ho vai, je lai raha livtar, bhukiya bhuk na utri, je banna puriya bhaat, sahas siyanpa lak, ta hoi na ik, chale na ik naal, किव सचियारा होइए किव कूड़े टुट्टे पाल हुकुम रजाई चलना नानक लिखिया नाल किव सचियारा होइए when will there be the dawn of awakening, truth, the light, immortality? When will I experience that which is immortal within me, that which is Sanatan within me, which is never born, never dies? Immortality to immortality. When will I experience that state? that is never born, never dies. It always is. That is immortality. That is Sanatan. From falsehood, you are considering body to be false, mind to be false, your thoughts to be... No, all these are false, but you are considering these true. Whatever is your understanding, you consider this is right. Whatever is you can understand, that is falsehood. Body undergoes change, mind undergoes change, thought process keeps on changing, but you are in the waves. Nanak is not in the waves, Nanak has dived deep down in the ocean. जिंदगी के समंदर में उठा था एक दिन लहरों सा. One day I rose on the surface of the ocean like one of the myriad waves. जिंदगी के समंदर में उठा था एक दिन लहरों सा. मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में. Today I disappeared, dissolved in the vastness of the ocean. रह गई एक खामोशी सी हर मौज में. Now there is tranquility in every turmoil and every disturbance. रह गई एक खामोशी सी हर मौज में. तूफानों को जैसे साहिल मिल गया. तूफानों को जैसे साहिल मिल गया हर रहगुजर में. As if every traveler has found a shore. Every swimmer has found a shore. There is a beautiful story about this particular composition. I was visiting a friend from India. He was a Kashmiri Pandit. He was a professor of history in the University of the West Indies. So I was by his house. He was making tea. He asked me how much sugar to put in my cup of tea. I said, do you have a pen and a paper? Give me a pen and a paper. He could not find the pen and paper. I said, जिंदगी के समंदर में उठा था एक दिन लहरों सा. जिंदगी के समंदर में उठा था लहरों एक दिन लहरों सा. मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में. मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में. रह गई एक खामोशी सी हर मौज में. तूफानों को जैसे साहिल मिल गया हर रहगुजर में. I am in the world. In the normal conversation, the tea is being made, and the person, the host, asks me how much sugar to put and what is going on within me. जिंदगी के समंदर में उठा था एक दिन लहरों सा. मिट आज चला सागर की गहराई में. रह गई एक खामोशी सी हर मौज में. तूफानों को जैसे साहिल मिल गया हर रहगुजर में. Where this rhythm came from, where these words flowed from, it came from the center. I am in the midst of conflict. I am in the midst of the world. And you are in the temple, in the prayer, but that prayerfulness is not there. You are constantly at the center. Similar incident happened another time. I went to the beach. Everybody have their own company. I am sitting all by myself alone. कह दो मुखालिफ हवाओं से कह दो. कह दो मुखालिफ हवाओं से कह दो means adverse breeze, adverse circumstances and situation. कह दो मुखालिफ हवाओं से. मोहब्बत का ये दिया जलता है जलता रहेगा. मोहब्बत का ये दिया, this lamp of awakening shall always lit till eternity. कह दो मुखालिफ हवाओं से कह दो मोहब्बत का ये दिया जलता है जलता ही रहेगा. It is lit, and once it is lit, it shall continue ere long till eternity lasts. So this is how transcendence comes from desire to no desire, from the three phases of the oft used Sanatan statement of the scriptures. asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. From falsehood to truth, from darkness to light, from mortality to immortality. And you project your fulfillment in future. It can never happen. You have to be constantly engrossed in your center. Where do you live? I live within me. I live at my center. That outside is different. I don't live outside. The body lives there. Because body needs comfort. But that which is within the body has its own dwelling place. So what that future fulfillment is irrelevant. It may be kingdom of God, it may be heaven, it may be nirvana, it may be total health, it may be anything. You are not satiated with your present state of health. The gratefulness, the gratitude towards that has to be there. Jesus complained. He was carrying his own cross on his shoulders. He is going to be hanged. He is in the middle. The two thieves are on either side. The human element in Jesus complains like any one of us. Human element in us complains. But in Jesus, the other element comes immediately. Father, why have you forsaken me? He was thinking that he is the Messiah. He is the only begotten Son of God. He is enlightened. Why is it so? So immediately light, awareness dawns. Father, why have you forsaken me? I am your begotten Son, I am the messenger, I am the enlightened one. Next moment Jesus says, let thy will prevail. Let thy will prevail. Jesus becomes Christ. This is the transcendence from Jesus to Christ, from Son of Man to Son of God. When this will happen to you, when Kiv Kude to Tepal, Kiv Sachiara Hoye, Kiv Kude to Tepal, this has happened to Jesus. He becomes Christ. When will it happen to you? When will you become Christ? When the Christhood or Buddhahood will be born out of you. Do not aspire for nirvana. Do not aspire for this. It may be anything, but it is whatever you desire, it is in future. It is desire. And you cannot desire it in anything in present. You cannot. Desire is always, future means the moment that is not there. You have the platter of food in front of you, but you are thinking of, and one morsel is in your mouth, next one is in your hand, and your eyes are fixed on what is on the platter. What is on the platter will go in your mouth next moment. So you are not chewing what is there in your mouth. What has been given to you, what is in your possession in the present moment, you are not enjoying it, you are not living it. You are desiring, aspiring for something else in the name of spirituality, in the name of religiosity, so many different names. Let it be your way. But that is not the way of the awakened ones. it is in future. And you cannot desire in the present. Remember, desiring anything in this very moment is impossible. In the present you can only be. Being. So instead of becoming is in future. Instead of that, from becoming, come, remove the come, just remain the be. Be plus come becomes become. So come means you are waiting. Be means being. The being is waiting for something to come. So you become. Instead of that, be. Focus on being. Being. I-N-G, ing. Being. How can you desire in the present? Desire leads to future, a state of fantasy instead of dreaming, and so many other things. Only this much for this morning. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day. This broadcast, live streaming, is carried on every Saturday, Sunday and Monday from our studios in Trinidad in the Caribbean. It is Eastern time, which is New York time, between the hours of 6 and 7 in the morning. Indian Standard Time is between 3:30 and 4:30 in the afternoon the same day. In Germany, in Europe, it is 6 hours ahead. 6 hours ahead. It starts between midday to 1 o'clock. In California, it is 3 hours before. It starts 3 o'clock in the morning. And in Australia, there are different time zones. Even in United States, there are different time zones. The Eastern, Central and Pacific. Australia times, some places it is 12 hours, some places it is 14 hours. So on the world clock, you can look at the time of this broadcast. If it makes sense to you, listen to this talk. Only this much for this morning. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.